Welcome to the 13th edition of the Team Lesnar Podcast. It's your host, Tyler Keller, as always. I've got a bunch of questions. Me and Hayden have had troubles with the recording and stuff like that. So most all the questions that you guys have sent me in for the podcast, I'm answering all of them today in this video, and it's going to be a good one. It's probably going to be the longest edition of the podcast ever. So straight to your questions. From at PlumLucky21, please follow her. She's got 3 questions. Here's 2 questions in one though. Your favorite wrestler / faction from the 80s and the 90s. Okay, I don't have a big faction from the 80s, I'll just be honest, because I didn't grow up in the era. Wrestler, Dusty Rhodes. Easily my favorite from the 80s. Just so much charisma. I mean, he's a Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes. Now from the 90s, favorite I'll go with faction first. You know, you had the APA, the Acolytes, you had the Dudleys, DX, Nation of Domination. You had a lot. You just had a lot. My faction has to be DX. They were my favorite. My favorite faction ever, probably. They just did so much crazy stuff, especially when the Monday Night Wars were happening. Just crazy stuff. Favorite wrestler from the 90s is no doubt. It's the easiest question ever. Stone Cold Steve Austin is my favorite wrestler from the 90s. He was just so awesome. And I hate how he got injured with his neck and had to be out for a while, but stuff happens. But he's my favorite from the 90s. For our second question, how would I book the Shane Stephanie storyline? So I don't know how this brand split is going to work out, how maybe one will take over Raw and one will SmackDown. Who knows about that yet? But if they didn't do that, this is how I would book it. Minus the draft and everything. Then you got tension between them. And then Triple H comes out and talks, gets in Shane's face. So Stephanie's got Triple H with Stephanie, on her side, of course. And then I get a wrestler for Shane's side, and that would be Seth Rollins. That's how I would book it. Then you have whoever wins would have control of Raw and everything. And I thought that would be a better way to turn into this brand extension, as they call it. Brand split, same thing. And then I thought they would do it like that, and it would make more sense, but they just came out of nowhere and said SmackDown's going to be live starting July 19th, and they're having a brand extension. So, who knows how it will turn out. From at JSCHULTS, thank you for your question. In a match, the Young Bucks or the team of RVD and Kane when they were teaming up. I'd go with RVD and Kane. The Young Bucks are so good. So good. But RVD and Kane in their prime as a tag team was greatest of all time. Like, their tag team was so good. People do not realize how good they were together. But very, very good. From at good follower of mine, please check out his YouTube at TNA WWE guy. His name is Justin. Got a good amount of videos, and be ready to check out his NXT predictions and all that. And I'll have a NXT prediction talking about that. I'll have an NXT Takeover at the end predictions. The Takeover's on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure. I'll have them up by Sunday. But his question: what other wrestling do you watch instead of TNA, WWE, or NXT? Ring of Honor. Simple question, fast answer. Ring of Honor is the only other one. Because, I mean, it's not like I have for all time, like for ever wrestling. But I do enjoy Ring of Honor out, like minus TNA, WWE, and NXT. Ring of Honor is very enjoyable to me. A lot of questions from at VERMA1NISHANT. Yes, I know his name by heart because he sends in questions every time when I ask for questions. Every time, good questions. I appreciate your questions. Here to answer them, his 15 questions. Is there any chance that they could build up Big Cass as a singles wrestler? Okay, they can build him up as a singles wrestler, but honestly, they need to just keep the tag team of Enzo Amore and Big Cass. For now, like what they did with the Dudleys, you can do them like facing off against like Edge and Christian, like they did, like a singles compare. Like you could have Bubba versus Christian or vice versa or something like that. You can have them do that with either New Day Vaudevillains, the Dudleys from now on. You can do that. You don't just have to have a tag team match with them every week. I think that would work out for Enzo Amore and Big Cass, to be honest. But he has some upside to be a singles wrestler, but WWE World Heavyweight Champion, I don't think so. IC champion or United States, I could see that. So, but he's great on the mic, a lot of charisma, pretty good wrestler, so there's upside to him. Oh, God. Where is Tyler Breeze's career going? Oh, man. So I actually do like this pairing they have with Fandango. Call it Breeze Dango or something like that. I don't pay attention to that. A lot of people would like for it to be called Febreze or something like that. That would be funny. But okay, so his career is looking better even in this tag team, because when he was on TV, he'd get buried every week. At least he is on TV more often. He's won a couple matches here lately, so that's a really good upside. But before this, I couldn't even answer you where his career was going. It was pretty awful. But I say this, if Vince gets out, this business, slowly but surely, and Triple H is the one that takes over most of the business things. Excuse me. I would say Tyler Breeze's career looks way better if Triple H is involved. Because Triple H does like Tyler Breeze and very good wrestler. I hope he gets better treated here, maybe in a month or two, or sooner than later, When will Bayley be on the main roster? Who knows? If with this draft coming up, that's supposed to be on July 11th on the Raw edition, and it's supposed to be in Detroit. That is when I think she will be on the main roster. She will get drafted either to Raw or SmackDown. Who knows? But she will get drafted to one of them. That's when I see her on the main roster. Okay, minus the draft, minus how they say they didn't even announce that they were going to have a brand extension. I'd see her on the main roster after the NXT takeover after SummerSlam. That's when I'd see her on the main roster if that didn't happen. But it looks like she'll get a push up to me and be on the main roster during the draft. Will Ziggler ever be in the WWE title hunt ever again? Fuck no. Fuck no. I'm sorry. Ziggler, good seller, good wrestler. They're not going to push this motherfucker that's, 35, 36 now? Got maybe another year and a half, 2 years at best. They're not going to push him. Ridiculous. If they push him right now, when it's right now would be fine, but in another year or so, he's getting up with age, it'd be ridiculous to push him then. So I really, I don't see him getting pushed ever again. He's just going to be that mid-card jobber that puts over a new talent or just puts over anybody, honestly. How far can Cesaro's career go? All the way up to the WWE Championship. Him being in the IC picture, good. Him being in the Money in the Bank match, even better. Him being in WWE Championship contention or in the picture, thumbs up. So, depends where he gets drafted. If he gets drafted to Raw, hopefully WWE World Heavyweight Championship picture. If not for SmackDown, say SmackDown brings the World Heavyweight Championship back, the Winged Eagle Championship, or some kind of or a new World Championship title belt. Hopefully he's in the picture there on SmackDown. So either way, his career is going so good right now. They've really put him in a good position. WWE has. Why in the hell did Dana Brooke come to the main roster so fast? I tell you why. They pictured her up with Emma again, which that worked in NXT. So they was like, that's going to work on the main roster, which it did for the couple of weeks. Emma got injured. They paired her up with Charlotte. Don't know how that's going to go out all the way because it's only been a week or two now. So who knows that's going to happen. But that's why she came up to pretty fast. Which, I understand. So, it's like you understand, but it's like others came up already, so I understand what you mean. Will Bobby Roode reach the mountain of NXT? He will if he's not drafted on one of the brands. He will. Now, if he's drafted one of the brands, then he won't. Quick answer. Next question. What's in store for Atami when he returns? Oh, man. Who knows? I know they will want him to stay in NXT. I'd say probably in the NXT World Heavyweight Championship prediction. I mean, not prediction, but contention. He'll be right in there most of the time. Because I haven't went back or anything and watched any of his matches, but I know a lot of people say he's pretty good, so can't wait to see him return and see him in action. If Austin Aries loses at NXT TakeOver, the end, what's next for him? I think he will be drafted on the either Raw or SmackDown when they do it on July 19th on Raw in Detroit. I believe he'll get drafted. Who knows, Raw or SmackDown, but I think it'll be one of them. I think that's what would be next for him. And NXT, who knows? But we'll just have to wait to find out. What do you think when Dana Brooke will challenge for the Women's Championship? Okay, to help clarify this question, Vince McMahon thinks Dana Brooke is the new Roman Reigns, like the female Roman Reigns. He's very high on her and everything. And he wanted, since Emma got injured, wanted to pair her up with Charlotte, so down the road they can have a feud. What do I think about this? I like the idea. Dana Brooke's a pretty good women's wrestler. You can't deny the fact about that. Some people might not like her style. I like it. And she does look good in the ring. She looks good in the ring. Hell, outside of it, she looks good, period, to look at. So, she has that appearance that she looks good. She can wrestle good. Don't know. She can talk good decently. But don't really know on her mic skills yet. But might be the same way it was with Charlotte. We didn't know how her mic skills were, and then they finally let her talk, and she's gotten way better. So it might be like that, but who knows? But I really do agree with this idea. I like how she will challenge for the Women's Championship later down the road. His 11th question, are American Alpha ready for the main roster? Oh, like Stone Cold would say, oh, hell yeah. Oh yeah. They are so ready. Like, they could have came up a damn month ago, 2 months ago. Like, they have been on fucking fire in NXT. It's like so not even close. Like, them and the Revival. Like, the Revival don't get enough credit sometimes, but hell, they should be up on the main roster, and they definitely might be when this draft happens July 11th on Raw. So they are definitely ready for the main roster. There's no doubt, ifs, ands about it. They are ready. Will Bobby Roode finally join NXT at the TakeOver in? I'm not going to get big into it, but I got a big bold prediction in my predictions. But I do think he might show up. Who knows? He might not. No word on it yet, but who knows? If Kevin Owens wins Money in the Bank, when's the perfect time for him to cash in? Well, for him, or for anybody, because I think whoever does win Money in the Bank will cash in that night, possibly. But who knows? But perfect time for him to cash in. Possibly that night when Roman and Seth are going at it, or just when someone beats up whoever is the champion, either if it's Roman or Seth after Money in the Bank, and the other person is just down on about, and then he cashes in. So who knows? But I would like for it. It makes more sense for me if he cashes in that night when the match is over and whoever wins is just out of it, and that would make perfect sense. Who will take the United States Championship away from Rusev? So, talking about this, I'm so glad damn John Cena is not going after the United States Championship. Thank you. Because this can make Rusev look even stronger. And it looks like he's going to have a maybe, I don't know if it's going to be a lengthy feud or not, but with Titus O'Neil, and I really dig this idea. I really like it. So Titus might be able to, but I don't know. I think they will have several matches, him and Titus. But I don't know if Titus will take the championship away, but it would be nice just to see Titus with the belt. But who could take the title away? I'm going to guess. I'm not quite sure. But just to name someone off, I'll go with Neville when he returns. I'll go with Neville. For some reason, I don't know. I'll just go with Neville. But I really don't see Rusev losing this belt anytime soon. I think they'll make him look dominant like they did when he first had his first reign. So I do not see him losing the belt here soon. Okay, the last question he has. Who will challenge for the tag team championships at SummerSlam? Okay, he said who would challenge for the New Day's championship. Okay, say the New Day has him for SummerSlam. I think Enzo Amore and Big Cass is the best choice for it. You could do, Gallows and Anderson, but looks like they're getting their chance at Money in the Bank. So, I don't know. If the Gallows and Anderson gets their chance at Money in the Bank, it might not be the New Day's championships anymore. But if the New Day do have their tag team championships at SummerSlam, Enzo Amore and Big Cass will be the ones that should challenge him, and that's who I think will challenge him. At Lesnar Support, follow this dude. He is a really good follower. Who should Brock Lesnar feud with at SummerSlam? Okay. There's a lot of possible choices. You got Randy Orton, or returning Randy Orton. You got Cesaro, Kevin Owens, upcoming Samoa Joe. I mean, you have a lot of people that you could just throw Brock with and it would work. And who knows? But the dude I'm going with, and who I think and who I'd like to see Brock face against at SummerSlam, is Bray freaking Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt beats Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Not a thing that you would think you would see. But if you're going to have another superstar with the Kevin Owens, with the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, putting Cesaro in there because he is a hell of a big star coming up, Bray Wyatt beats Brock Lesnar, and that's it. That's what I'd like to see. Will it? I don't know who he's going to feud with right now, but a lot of reports are saying Bray Wyatt, and I'd like to see that. The last three questions from a great follower of mine, and, the only thing we disagree on is Roman Reigns. Let's just put it like that. From at Jen Russell. Jen, her first question, who should be the guy that takes away the WWE World Heavyweight Championship from Roman? I've got one answer only. It's my favorite wrestler of all time. Brock Lesnar should be the one that takes the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against my man, Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar should be the one that beats him. I mean, Seth, I like Seth. I like him a lot. Very talented. But not really Seth. I'm not feeling Seth. I could feel Cesaro or Kevin Owens, but Brock Lesnar is that dude that should take it away from him. And I'd like to see a second Roman versus Brock match too. So, Brock Lesnar is the guy to take it away. And then you know what I would do? Because they still need to get that coffin of CM Punk being the longest reigning modern, WWE champion, WWE World Heavyweight champion of all time. Brock Lesnar should beat his 434 days reign. But yes, Brock Lesnar should be the guy that takes the championship away from Roman Reigns. Her second question, which new rivalry would you like to see in WWE between two guys that have never faced off before? Jay Lethal versus Seth Rollins, I'd like to see. Jay Lethal and AJ Styles, I'd like to see. Any of the up-and-coming WWE stars that are, younger and everything, with Jay Lethal, I'd like to see, honestly. Very much would like to see. Her last question, and the last question I've got, what do you like about Roman Reigns so much, and what would you change about him? I like the way he presents himself as a person off-screen. And in the ring, I love how he wrestles and everything. Puts on good matches, great matches every time. The last match I really did not see was at WrestleMania 32 with Triple H. Just went flat on me. Other than that, I really couldn't tell you a bad Roman Reigns match, honestly, because he puts on good matches all the time. What would I change about him? Okay, I'd make him heel. Everyone's cheering for that will be watching this, trust me. 2, if when he turns heel, he would be a badass Samoan that would whoop everyone's ass and make the crowd hate his guts. Like, so bad that you just hate him. Like, all the kids are booing him. Even the damn adults are booing him. Hell, have him attack one of the New Day or something. I mean, you could attack the New Day. I mean, any big baby, have him destroy Seth Rollins, turn him, have him heal and everything, something like that. Those are the only two things I would change about him. And the last thing I change about him, have Paul Heyman as his manager. Dude, Roman can speak a little bit, like, on the promos, but do not, have a Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar don't fucking talk at all. But, have Roman talk a little bit, and then just hand it to Heyman, and he will sell the damn match. That's the only 3 things I change with them. But, this has been the 13th edition of Team Lesnar Podcast, the longest edition ever, and I'm glad I could get to all these questions. Thank you for everyone that has asked questions over the last 3 weeks or months or month. But until next time, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up for me. Share it on Twitter, etc., social media, anywhere. Subscribe if you haven't. Just let a friend know if you subscribe to me. And I appreciate everything that, your support and everything on the videos. And this has been the 13th edition of Team Lesnar Podcast. And I will be back. I'll have a video uploaded on Sunday of my NXT TakeOver the End predictions. And I will see you guys then.